He told me it was a simple infection. Years later, I found out the truth. Asterisk, I thought I just had the flu. Fever, sweating, a weird pain in my lower back. I went to urgent care expecting antibiotics and a few sick days off work. The doctor took one look at me, did some quick tests, and calmly said, "You've got a small infection. Nothing we haven't seen before." He smiled, told me I'd be fine, but behind his eyes, something was off. He called for an ambulance. Within an hour, I was in the ER, hooked up to IVs, and people were running around shouting things like sepsis and renal crash. I barely understood what was happening. I just remember thinking it was ridiculous, like, how did I go from a sore back to nearly dying? I blacked out that night. I woke up 2 days later in the ICU, tubes everywhere, monitors beeping constantly. A nurse told me I was very lucky. Another doctor came in and said my kidneys had almost shut down completely. Still, I didn't think much of it. They kept saying I was stable, but I just had to rest. One nurse even joked, "You bounced back better than most." So I did what I always do. I laughed it off. Went home a few days later. Got on with my life. Then, 3 years later, I went to a dinner party with some friends. Someone introduced me to a new guest. He looked familiar. We shook hands. He said, "You probably don't remember me. I'm the ER doctor who admitted you a few years ago." I laughed and said, "Oh yeah, that was the flu that turned out to be a little worse, huh?" His face went quiet. He looked down, then said, "We didn't think you were going to make it. Honestly, we were prepping you for dialysis and calling your emergency contacts. That small infection was one of the worst cases of septic shock I've ever seen survive." I just stared at him. He smiled, same as he did back then, and added, "Sometimes people don't need to know how bad it is. They just need to know we're going to try." I didn't know what to say. He clinked his glass, wished me good health, and moved on like it was nothing. But I'll never forget it. He didn't just treat me, he protected me from the panic that might have made it worse. And now, I know I owe my life to a lie I needed to believe.